does.
What a fucking prima donna. Jesus Christ. That's
We
real.
are
That was
you hate to see someone change.
That was some real Joe to camera energy right there.
Dude,
Take the little thing off the
almost
screen
taking
because
over the
I
whole
can't
screen.
focus.
Almost.
It was
Almost took over the whole screen.
None of the
Almost all over it.
Tucker.
Let's do it.
That's what we have to deal with here.
Let's do it.
Okay, I've been ready.
I'm ready.
Yo, it is another edition of the High Hopes podcast. Fritzy, brought to you by, sponsored by Miller Lite, official partner of the Philadelphia Phillies. Tastes like Miller time, Philadelphia. Celebrate responsibly, Fritzy. We had some Millers in Wilmington. Great time. We saw a Miller. Shout out to Aiden Miller, Justin Crawford. What a great time that was, buddy.
So, shout out to Aiden Miller, but he had a home run the next night.
I know. First at bat.
I don't.
Well, he got the bump. He got the bump. We gave him the bump.
Sure.
It's all right. He knew because Jack, of course, doesn't even talk to me and puts out a tweet like, Seltzer's going to buy for beers if he homers. Aiden knew that would just be then I have to deal with you giving me crap. So he's like, I'm going to take this off my guy's back and I'm going to homer the next day. Nice RBI single for you guys.
Right.
I'll acknowledge the roll call when you do it. I'll give you a little hat tip. Pretty cool. Justin Crawford, a little hat tip. Pretty cool.
I do wonder how everyone else felt,
I felt bad.
Yeah, well, it's like...
especially left fielder guy, Boyd, made like two unbelievable catches. Like the one diving catch was like a brilliant catch.
I know. And I am an Marion Boyd guy. But, some people were there for Justin Crawford and Aiden Miller, so they got the role. So, apologies.
Hey, guys, be a top 100 prospect next time, okay?
Apologies to everyone else, but,
we still love you, and if you turn into a great player, we will root for you.
Yeah, but maybe they'll use this against us. maybe this is their McNabb
10
moment.
years into Marion Boyd gets like to do his 10th straight All-Star game. He's like, no, I still won't go on your pod. Sorry, guys.
Still won't do it.
No,
you guys were not day one.
I remember that day.
Yeah. So
that day that's his they have like the origin story.
Yeah.
That's his origin story. We didn't do the roll call for Boyd. Fires him up so much, chip on the shoulder.
Sure.
Becomes the greatest Philly of all time.
And then
Aiden Miller's the best prospects, and Mike Schmidt, get ready.
Yeah. And then they trade him. Because he requests a trade because he turns into such a great prospect that they trade him at this deadline.
Yeah.
And then he comes back.
Because he knew how excited Jack would be about this out of nowhere prospect story. It's like your go-to amazing thing. And he'd be like, I can't let Jack enjoy this because he broke me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It didn't break me. I guess forged me.
Yes. That's probably the better use is forging him. So it was fun time down in Wilmington. And
it was great. Dude, shout out to everyone who came. It was a really, for us just being like, hey, we're gonna go watch a minor league baseball game, wanna come? I love all of you. It was a really amazing night. Thank you.
Yeah. And fireworks helped.
Yes, fireworks to the point where Zoe, ups and downs throughout the 9 innings, fireworks enthralled, turns to Emily and me after the fireworks and goes, quote unquote, this is the best day of my life. Swear to God. So it was good. It was good.
Yeah, so good job, Blue Rock.
she might veer towards hyperbolic Satan sometimes.
Wonder who she gets that.
No
from.
one like that. Anyone we know.
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah. Do not know who she could.
So
possibly
I would say
get
the fireworks were worth it. Played out well.
Best day of her life.
Literally. Yeah.
And ours too.
Ours too. Hey, we saw the Jersey Shore win a game, buddy.
Big win for our
big win. Yeah. So that was awesome.
How about the baseball team?
Yeah, we got a lot. There's actually a lot to talk about with the baseball team. Guys coming back from injuries potentially. We got all-star game stuff. We got 2 or 3 against the Braves the wrong way. What do you want to start with?
So what I want to start with is I
would like to direct everyone to the 25-minute draft interview I did. Let's listen to that now. Later in the show, you will hear a 25-minute. Jack said, hey, I'm going to do a draft interview. I was like, cool, man. Tack it on to the end of the pod. I figure 5-10 minute interview.
Not possible.
Yeah. So at the end of the pod, you'll hear a 25-minute draft interview. For those who are something, I will say, I did have a couple people at the event. That's great, man, because I love to hear about the prospects. I was like, don't say that to Jack.
Yeah.
Keep that from him.
Many people say that. Again, so it's with Joe Doyle, who I love. Joe Doyle. For my money, I think he is the best draft prospect or draft analyst out there. So
wow. So there's just shot at friend of the pod, Keith Law. You're like,
well,
way above him.
Sure. Like those guys are popular. I just real ball.
You're saying he should be more popular. People should check out Joe Doyle.
Well, one day at a time. So So yeah, and you know, I tried to get the big college names out of the way, but I was like, I don't really care. Like, what are we talking about with the prep shortstops and the starter pitching? All high schoolers. So it was good. It was. I looked at it at the end, and I was like, wow, this is gonna make Seltzer mad. This is definitely gonna make Seltzer mad, but don't care.
It's all good.
Don't care.
You're
So
happy. I'm happy.
so it's so funny because it's such an interesting position we're at with the baseball team because when they win and it's all the backups, it's like this team's just so deep and good. And then when they lose with all the backups, it's like, wow, what do you want to do? You know, they don't have Schwarber, they don't have Harper, they don't have JT. So it's like yesterday was maybe the most predictable game ever. Like I like Michael Mercado. He clearly does not have the off speed or secondary pitches to consistently get out major league hitters. Like I know we didn't have a podcast after the Cubs game, but that was one thing I wrote down. It's like he just doesn't. Like he needs to continue to develop that kind of stuff. So the Braves letting him up like a Christmas tree was about the most lockout. 28 pitch first inning.
Yeah, it was bad from the jump. Yeah,
it was like this is not
somehow
got
out of it with no runs. It was like, all right, pull him now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they had a full bullpen, so they could have if they really wanted to, and plus. Maybe if they had known that Tyler Phillips was going to go 7 strikeouts in 4 innings.
Ty Phillips.
Yeah.
How about it? Well, a Phillies record.
It was
since the first Philly reliever to strike out in his MLB debut, 7 batters, broke a record since 1901.
Now, did that guy do it in relief?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Duggleby. His name was something Duggleby. Bill Duggleby or Bob Duggleby.
That's quite an early 1900s name.
Yeah, Duggleby. It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Bill Duggleby?
Duggleby.
Yeah,
here we go. Okay, ready? Yeah, Bill. I was right. So Tyler Phillips, 7 strikeouts the most by any Phillies pitcher in relief in his major league debut. He breaks a 123-year-old record held by Bill Duggleby, who had 6 strikeouts on April 18th, 1901. Shout out to Paul Casella for that.
Wow, that's baseball stats.
It's the best. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than the 1901 Bill Duggleby stat.
Yeah. So and it's also funny that like Michael Mercado had a 1.71 ERA at Lehigh Valley, and Tyler Phillips is like in the 4.7s.
Of course.
And then he goes out and does that yesterday, and sweeper is sweeping.
Baseball's a weird sport.
Baseball's
again, it's the idea we talked about this last pod, but just the idea that like you can be Zach Wheeler and just be consistently awesome every time you have 7 innings, 1 run, 8 innings, no run, whatever it is. And that you can have a day where you give up 8 runs, you give up 4 runs. Like the fact that you just can be off like 3%, 5%, whatever it is. And that's all it takes for a team to be able to crush you on a day. It is wild how small the margin of error between success and failure is in baseball.
It's like podcasting. Like if you're off by a little bit, if you mess around and you do a 27-minute draft interview.
I like how it's gone from 25 to 27.
Well, it really is 27. I told you 25 just to get you off my back a little bit.
It's good.
Because 27 is borderline 30.
Yeah, you're right.
You know
if you
what I
had said 27, honestly, you're
right rounding up to 30.
I would have.
Yeah. So 25 is like, oh, well, it could be 23. No, it's not. No, it's not.
You're right about this. This is actually, I fully agree with this.
Yeah. It's just sometimes you have your good days, you have your bad days. And sometimes you just mess around and bang, 27 minutes later, you're talking about Wyatt Sanford. And it's like, oops, how did this happen again? So I don't know what you want me to do. You should have said no. You should have said, okay, I'll do it with you. It would have been 10 minutes.
I would have reined that in big time.
Yeah. Like, oh, what's the process? All right, Jack, well, that's a stupid question. So this is what happens when you let me go alone.
It's my fault.
27 minutes later. Yeah, dude. No one better. All
right. Let's get some stuff from the Phillies. Back to before we get to the draft stuff. Ranger, are you at all concerned?
So I just think this was gonna happen.
He wasn't gonna have a sub-2 area.
Dude, listen, we love Ranger. I don't think he's a 1.8 guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think this is gonna happen. I think regression was gonna happen. I think he's dealing with a little bit of dead arm. I think teams are adjusting to him. I mean, there was a couple of those. I mean, the Ozuna home run was first pitch.
Yeah.
The Albies home run was in an 0-1 count.
Which is something you talked about after the first bad start he had. The first one of this little run that he's been on. You were like
Marlins game, right?
You're like they're jumping on first pitches. Like they're adjusting to what he's been doing.
Yeah. So and then he did settle down. Was like mostly okay. I mean, he let the home run late that, whatever, kind of put it out of reach. So I think he's dealing
The
with
outing before was worse. The last time prior, the one where he only made it 3 innings, no strikeouts. That was the worst we've seen.
Yeah. So I think regression is going to happen for him. I did not think he's going to pitch to a 1.8. I think he's dealing with a little bit of dead arm, and I think teams are kind of adjusting back to him. I think like Ranger, first of all, he made the All-Star team, which is huge. I mean, it's a big for the Ranger Suarez development here. But I don't think it's like too cause for concern because it's like the stuff is still the stuff. It's not like he's now throwing 88 or whatever, and it's not like he's a power pitcher
Yeah.
all of a sudden down to like 93. So I think it's more just and I'll be curious. How he looks when JT's back as well. I'm not a huge fan of like
The catcher stat
like
thing,
it just
yeah.
for me
It's like
shouldn't
just go out
matter.
and pitch.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, but maybe there was a comfortability with JT. So I think if it continue, I hope that they tell Torey Lovello, like, can we just stay away from Ranger in the All-Star game? Like, I want Ranger to have a moment.
Oh, I'm sure he'll listen.
Dude, and that's my problem. Like, why does that guy have to be the manager?
How shocking is it? And we'll get to the picks, but did he actually brought Hoffman and Strawn? I thought he was going to do something to screw the Phillies over.
So, and we are a baseball podcast, so this is going to sound bad. He picks the pitchers.
Yeah,
well, who picks the pitchers? I know
the manager. Well, it's the. I mean, I don't know if he. I'm assuming he has like the other managers he brings on board help or whatever. But
David
like,
Bell's there, so
yeah,
he would find any way to screw.
Technically, I believe the manager of the squad gets to pick the players.
Well, I
could be wrong about that. That's what I've always assumed.
I am thrilled that Matt Strahm and Jeff Hoffman are all-stars.
Me too. Like I was gonna get to. We could just get to it now. I mean, I am both thrilled and absolutely shocked.
Absolutely shocked.
This never happens. Like middle relievers so rarely in our lifetimes have ever made an all-star team. 2 from the same team making it. It is well-deserved
growth.
It is. It is
growth for Major League Baseball.
Honestly, like they don't care about winning the All-Star game, but if you did care about winning the All-Star game, it makes a hell of a lot more sense to bring middle relievers into these games than like a starter to pitch 1 inning or whatever. So like it makes sense from a roster construction standpoint.
Sure.
But more than anything, these guys deserve it.
We're playing to win the ball game.
I mean, hey, what is it? The AL wins every year. Like at a certain point, it starts to get a little annoying.
Last year.
Did we win last year?
Yeah, dude, Kimbrel shut it down.
Oh, I forgot. We did.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot about the whole lidge and then it didn't play out the way we wanted to.
Dude, and I
Kimbrel, by the way, a snub this year. He's been great.
You know what they call him? Himbrel.
Oh no, they don't.
Well, you know it's
no, they don't.
I saw a tweet, and it's like
he is Himbrel.
No, but it made me want to reach out to Orioles fans because
Just let them know.
I know what you're going through. You're like, oh, dude, we got peak Craig Kimbrel this year. So I saw a tweet putting Kimbrel and Mason Miller's stats like right next to each other, and like Kimbrel's ERA is lower, and they're like, do we even need Mason Miller?
Oh my god!
And it's like, come on, come.
Sit on Papa's knee here.
Papa's lap.
Sit on Papa's lap.
This is not going to work for you. Okay?
Let me tell you how this is going to play.
It hasn't worked for any team in the history of baseball that has had Craig Kimbrel on their postseason roster. Never gone well.
Mm-hmm.
So just get that line of thinking out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
You do need Mason Miller if you, even though he's probably not getting moved, but like you need a closer. Is more what we're saying.
Yes. We'll get to the trade deadline because there is some action on that front, buddy. Jim Bowden needs to rein it the bleep in though. All right.
Bowden or Bowden?
I've said so. You know what's funny is I've said both.
So have I.
We did that. I hosted the morning show today. No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal. No big deal. And I said it wrong multiple. I said it different. I would be like, all right, we've got the Jim Bowden audio coming up next, and the next time I'd say, I'd be like, all right, Jim Bowden, here's what they.
I know.
I just kept saying it.
I think
both
it's
ways.
Bowden.
I thought it was too, and then I got corrected to Bowden.
Yeah, and Spike's a big corrector guy.
So I thought it was Bowden too.
I think
I've always thought it was Jim Bowden.
Yeah, we're gonna go Bowden. Official high hopes.
Okay, I like this. All right, so Jim Bowden. Should we just get to it? What I was gonna.
Yeah, dude. Whatever.
I have this whole plan of how we're gonna get to things that never works out. No. All right, so the Bowden thing. It said the Phillies will get a center fielder. He said the names he brought up are Luis Robert, who we've obviously talked a lot about, Jazz Chisholm, who we've not talked on about, or Cody Bellinger, we've talked zero about.
We also haven't recorded a podcast in a week.
Well, yes, yeah, fair. He also said they will trade Aiden Miller and more.
Yeah,
like shut up, Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Like real issues at that part. What do you make of the whole Bowden thing?
Yeah. So this is directed to one person and one person only. Jim Bowden, relax.
Shut
Okay,
up. Shut up, Jim.
we're not trading Naden.
Right.
So, and if the whole thing really did feel like a little bit more of this is Dombrowski's MO more than what he's heard.
I agree with
So
that.
I
It
think
was like, this is Dave Dombrowski. This is what this guy does.
I think he's heard the names. I agree with him on the
I
names.
think he's heard through all. I think Robert Chisholm and Bellinger's heard that. He's
Right.
heard that.
So let's go through them.
And I think he's heard that Dave Dombrowski is getting a center field.
Sure.
Something to that effect. Like Dave will do what it takes to get a center field.
I wonder if I think there's a chance they can go like real center fielder and then also a platoon bat with Marshall.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, because I mean, like Whit Merrifield's not someone you want to count on, right?
Oh, 2 hits yesterday.
He's been scorching hot.
Two, like we always said, 2-hit Whit.
He 2-hit Whit. He's someone who obviously fans have not enjoyed the Whit Merrifield experience. He doesn't look like a ball player out there. Do you know what I mean? And he is. He's a ball player. Yeah, there's just something not this short. It's just something about him. Like it's just.
Well, he certainly doesn't inspire confidence.
Well, that's for damn sure.
I'll
there's just something about him that I look at him. I'm like, not doing it.
Well, what about when he's a Royal? And he had he's third most hits in baseball.
I know.
He's back though. Anyway. So you know how I had to go into the high hope safe space? To announce that Sir Anthony and Gregory Soto, by the way,
pretty good,
eating up.
They had that one bad game. That wasn't really, they was lost.
Sure, I will not do that for a win.
It's good.
Just want to get that out there. Don't see it yet.
Yeah,
let's put it that way. Do not see it yet.
All right, here. Do you think Whit Merrifield is on the roster August 1st?
No.
I don't either.
No, I don't think really Timur Pache are.
Yeah, I really don't.
I look forward to their return for the ring ceremony, and I think it's gonna be a good footnote of like, hey, remember Whit Merrifield?
They won't get booed. I don't think Whit maybe Pache won't get booed.
No,
yeah, Whit maybe
it won't get booed.
Won't get booed. I mean, Adam Eaton got booed.
Adam Eaton did get booed, but like there was pent up. Like it's almost like if they released Taiwan. Like,
you're right. That's what it would be. You're right.
Taiwan's also, it's like, man, it was so bad yesterday with Mercado.
Dude, people were tweeting, "Where's Taiwan? Is he back yet?" I was like, "Are you? Come on, guys.
Is that
and let's be honest. I mean, it's just we don't like Taiwan. Like he does make more sense than Michael Mercado every fifth day.
Yes. Michael Mercado is a interesting project because his fastball is very, very good.
And it's got life.
Yeah.
Like we didn't talk about it, but that was the thing after the Cubs start where it's like he's got that giddy up at the end. Like it's like, oh, like that fastball plays.
It does.
He feels like a reliever.
Right?
He feels like a clear reliever.
So I don't remember it. You might remember it, but I was watching him and I was like, this had to be what early Madsen was like.
Oh,
like
that's
same
a
number.
Really interesting call.
Like same number. They tried to make him a starter.
That's
super
really
tall.
Interesting. I don't remember the Madsen starter thing. I remember it happening. I remember like him knowing who he was as a starter, but I don't remember specifically it. But I could totally see it. It's a great call.
So the Bowden thing, Luis Robert, he is, by the way, starting to look closer to Luis Robert.
Yeah, he's been, that one dive and catch the other night was like
all that. But it's more like
just in general, the power and all that.
Now he did also have the ball that he didn't throw home.
Yeah. So for those who didn't see it, got a lot of crap. It was the end of a game. Was it extras or something? It was a 10th. Either way, it was a walk-off spot and runner on third, fly ball, shallow-ish center. Game's over if the run scores. Run's probably scored no matter what. Probably should throw home. He just hung on to the ball and let the game end. It wasn't great. Now, to be fair, I don't think he would have gotten the guy.
I don't think so either.
So,
just throw the ball.
Just throw the ball.
Throw the ball.
What are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Like, and again, we're playing for the worst franchise in the sport. Both clearly, from Wynn's perspective, the worst team in baseball this year, but also everything we've heard really since the La Russa time. So the last 3-4 years of the way the White Sox are run, it seems like it is about as much of a bleep show of an organization as you could possibly, like, just a absolute disaster to be there for. And players who's the guy who went to the Yankees and just shouted out all the stuff that was happening. I mean, we've seen a few guys talk about it. So it's like, and look, you want someone to like do their best in any situation and all that. Like I get it when you're a part of a losing culture, of a losing team, that maybe it's sometimes you have some losing moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just, at the same, like, I see all that stuff, I hear it, but it's like, He's so good. Like, and he's like the perfect fit. I mean,
He's the perfect fit.
like,
He's a right-handed
dude,
power bat who can play center field.
his
Done.
OPS the last like 17 games is in the 900s, and he plays Gold Glove center field most times.
Yeah.
Like, he's the guy that you go like. And we've talked about it a lot on this podcast. There's real red flags with Luis Robert.
Like massive, in your face, dark red flag. Yeah.
Injuries. There's some swing and miss. There's not a huge OBP, whatever. But when you're looking for like a 4-hitter, 5-hitter, middle of the order bat that could hit 35 plus home runs and is a good hitter. Like, I don't think he's a 220
I mean, he's
hitter.
hit 38 in a season. Like,
Like,
he has had real success in Major League Baseball.
He's 26. Like, that's
Get him with a real coaching staff, a real development team, the
and
whole
a
thing.
real ballpark with like
Fans and excitement.
I just think he'd be giddy. So there's Luis Robert. I feel like has turned into like the most polarizing guy at this deadline. So, but I am pro him. I would not trade Aiden for him. I would consider Painter.
I would consider Painter too. I said that today. I think I would consider Painter.
And
you gotta win. Like, win the freaking World Series.
Well,
like,
yeah, and I had that written down like really after Friday night, and obviously they had 7 All-Stars. Like, they gotta get it done. Like,
they have to.
like these kind of years don't come around often.
It's the most All-Stars they've ever had. 7 All. They have 7 All-Stars.
And if JT doesn't get hurt, they probably have more.
Probably.
Like,
I mean, Will Smith's
Will
better.
Smith's been great, but
yeah.
I'm not saying starter. Like, but he probably would still be there.
Yeah.
You know, like Chris Sanchez could have been an All-Star as well. Like, you know,
it might be because Wheeler's pitching on Sunday. Wheeler might not go. They might replace him with Sanchez. There's a chance Sanchez still gets in.
Sure. So like,
but he's earned it. Is the point.
When you have all of this coming together, like they gotta get it done because like we don't know how often this is going to come around.
Totally. So, and again, to the point we keep making, like it is a weird year where there's some real top heavy teams. Like those teams are going to make moves too. The Dodgers are going to add somebody. The Braves probably going to add somebody. The Orioles are going to add somebody. The Yankees are going to add somebody. Like
Mariners.
You can't just sit on the side.
Yeah,
you know?
They will. So I have no worries about that. So Luis Robert's a big all-in kind of move.
I will say too, with that, all those teams we mentioned, of all those teams, the Phillies have the clear biggest need in center field. You know, Luis Robert makes the more sense for the Phillies than any of those other teams.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting because Heyman said that his most likely landing spots are the Mariners and the Dodgers. So, you know, I think the Dodgers could use him. Obviously, the Mariners, like their offense is brutal.
Yeah, the Mariners, yeah.
Julio's a center fielder. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think that report screamed more to me. You got to put more on the table if you want to get Luis Robert.
But that's my point. Is that I think that look, at the end of the day, there's media reports and then there's reality. And I think that because of the red flags and all that stuff with Robert, all the Phillies have to do is beat the next best offer. And I don't think that because of need and all that, I don't think that they're going to have to give up Andrew Painter to get Luis Robert, is my point.
Maybe.
They might, though. They might.
If he continues to heat up and is batting closer to 260 at the deadline.
Well, for sure.
Like it could be different. So Jazz Chisholm, I am interested in.
Me too.
Like he has a reverse splits, which is good. And like, so he's batting like 270 something against lefties. So
love a good reverse splits guy.
Oh man.
Big reverse splits guy.
Huge.
Yes.
Huge. And again, you know, coming from a losing culture to a winning culture.
Yeah.
And there's a chance for like real upside there. So I'm intrigued by Jazz. I got like no interest in Bellinger.
I'm so low on Bellinger. He's like so far a third of that group for me. Like he's like a fine center fielder. It's not like he's a great center fielder. He's a good center fielder. And he's like, you're just bringing in another streaky left-handed bat, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, he's been good against lefties this year. So
no, I'm just saying a streaky bat.
Yeah,
who is a left-handed hitter. Is what I'm saying.
Not
specifically.
And on top of that, like it's $25 million each of the next 2 years.
Oh, he's 2 years. I thought it was just 1 year.
No, he's got 2 years left at $25 million. He's got a player option for 25 after next year, which he's obviously going to opt into unless he like goes bonkers. So I'm not a huge Bellinger guy. If there's one guy on the Cubs I'm trading for, it's Ian Happ. Like I would much rather.
Yeah, Ian Happ makes way more sense. And he would cost less too.
Theoretically, it would cost less. I think he's got 3 years of control.
Does he have 3 years left? Wow.
I think so. Like Ian Happ,
he's been around forever.
Ian Happ's been around for a while, but at the same time, so the reason why I like him so much is the switch hitting thing is great. He's a fantastic left fielder, like they would have to do the Martian center field
Yeah.
thing more, maybe Marsh, Rojas, whatever happens there. But what I like the most is since June 1st, 280, 400 OBP.
Yeah, he's been very good.
He's a patient bat, which they need. Like a nice patient, looks to do damage on fastballs.
Mhm.
Like if there's one guy of the Cubs, I'm interested in Saya too, but he's like not a good defensive player at
Mhm.
all. So I love the bat with Saya, but like Hap's a good mix of great defensive left fielder and coming around at the dish.
Yeah, I love Ian Happ. That makes a ton of sense to me. I'm just really intrigued to see whether this goes the Ian Happ, Taylor Ward type of route, or if they go big and go for Luis Robert.
Well, in '08, they could have they could
You're
have
right.
done CC and they
Yeah.
ended up with Joe Blanton.
Yeah.
In
Well, and
'09.
a lot of times that happens. A lot of times the big splash move isn't the best move at the deadline.
But at the same time, like the Dodgers got Manny, and Manny was insane. They didn't win the World Series.
No, but
like,
Manny
not
was
because of
well, and also CC was insane for the Brewers there
I
too.
know.
That was the right move for them. He was great for them. So
Sure.
yeah, it's gonna be fascinating.
Dude, I can't.
I can't. Wait.
I'm both excited and very nervous.
I'm more nervous than excited. Definitively more nervous. It's so important.
It's huge.
It's so important.
And you have to get that move right.
It is. It is exactly. That's the move. Like the bench bat or the platoon bat. Like if you add another reliever, like all whatever. Like you gotta hit on that big bat. It's so important. It's the reason they didn't win last year. It's the reason the last 2 years, really.
Well, and we might as well get all the rumors out of the way. Like, I like Brent Rooker, but like,
I really like Brent Rooker, but yeah, he's a nice right-handed bat.
Like, all right,
Brent Rooker would have to be an addition to another move for me, which
maybe,
he wouldn't be.
Which he wouldn't because you're gonna have to pay a pretty good price
because he's under control for a long time.
Yeah. So the problem with Brent Rooker is not a really good defensive player at all.
Bad, but he's been raking.
Yeah. The issue with him from the offensive side,
Mhm.
big chase rate and a lot of strikeouts,
Mhm.
which I don't know if you heard before.
We've got enough of that. Yeah, we got enough of that going on.
No, I would take.
I like Brent Rooker though.
Yeah.
In general, I'm a Brent
It's just
Rooker.
not a-
I'm a
it's not
Brent Rooker man.
Yeah, Brent Rooker's a good player. I wish Blade was not.
I know, left-hand hitter. I know.
Because I like Blade. And I'm just saying, I'm just letting you know, I'm letting everyone know. Monitoring the Miguel Andujar
Oh yeah,
comeback trail.
is he back, Miguel?
Dude went 3-4 the other day.
Oh, buddy, what
There's
is
no
it?
one that
He's not third baseman anymore. Is
No,
he?
he's a lefty.
Okay,
Yeah, he cannot play third. Do
that's,
not.
that's why I asked it. Yeah, well, that was the original issue.
was.
That's why I was. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, Andujar. Again, I'm a
he
sucker.
had one great year. He was a stud that year.
Dude, I'm a sucker for old Yankees, man.
I know
Where's
you are.
Clint Frazier?
I know Luis Severino, all your guys.
All of
I
them.
know.
All my guys.
Yeah, do you want Harrison Bader over here?
Dude,
No?
I heard.
I heard the call. That's why I brought it up.
He called me the other day.
Did he?
With the same thing. Like, they gotta go get Harrison
It
Bader.
was such a weird. Like they have to get Harrison Bader. I was like, are you related to him?
Yeah, might have been.
Might have been.
Because Harrison Bader's from the Bronx.
Yeah, it's just a weird con. It's like it's basically,
Well, and you know me this offseason. I was baitered up.
You were baitered up.
Yeah, you got it.
You've been baitered up before. You've been a
Listen,
baiterman.
I'm a Bader guy.
Yeah.
So, like, would take him, but cannot be the move. Like,
Yeah.
if you want him to replace Pache, sure.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. He's a better hitter than Pache. Let's do that. Yeah, exactly. And a great defensive player. All right. Anything else from the
Where do you
week?
want to go? I mean, come on, point guard. Where should we go next?
Okay. All right. Where should we go to?
Dude, I tell you what, we have
27-minute draft conversation.
I will say, we've been all over the place this podcast.
We've been all over the place.
There's been a lot to talk about, a lot to say.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
I had a whole plan.
I want to let you know that
you
I'm
just keep bringing things up, and we just roll with it.
I just want to let you know I'm picking you up.
Thanks,
You know what
buddy.
I mean?
Yeah.
I'll follow wherever you lead me, pal.
Okay,
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. But I saw the pause there. I saw the brain working.
Well, I was wondering, did you have anything else from the
Well,
weekend?
I was
there
actually
anything
waiting
else
for you
from
to
the
be like 215-592. Like,
I was going to get to the take back soon, because I know how long that takes. Not to mention the 27-minute draft thing at the end of this.
I'm not excited about
But anything else from the weekend before we get to the take back? Sorry for asking you. If you got anything else on your mind from the weekend, you got some random thought, I'm sure.
I do have a bunch of random.
All right, we'll get to the take back. Shout out to the Square Bar. Today's show is sponsored by Miller Lite and the Square Bar in Westchester.
Great cheesesteaks.
I believe it. Check out the Square Bar for every Phillies game and enjoy a $3.50 Miller Lite drafts. That's a good deal. Along with their loaded tater tots or fried pickles with ranch. Miller Lights for Phil's wins. Celebrate responsibly. All right, Fritzy, do the take bag.
So one thing I'm definitely monitoring, and I just wanted this out there.
I forgot it. I knew I had one more thing before I got to the take bag. So put Harper and Schwarber in your take bag too. The injury recovery.
I like that we led with the Ada Miller.
I know.
Wellington.
So I was like, there's one more big thing I meant to bring up.
Yeah, I got it in there. Don't you worry.
Good. Thank you.
Well, one thing I'm definitely monitoring, and I wanted to, I'm very pro this guy. I think he's a really good pitcher. But I think they need to find a way to manage Jose Alvarado's workload.
Clearly.
Like,
that's a really good point.
They need, because this happened in 22. They shut him down for a little bit, after he came back up from AAA. I believe.
It was like a month, I think, or something. Yeah.
And they shut him in strength.
Might have been longer even.
So, and with the emergence of Gregory Soto.
Yeah.
So he's a really talented guy at the back end, but it looks like the stuff's down a little bit more. Like it's been more 96, 97 from him rather than the 101. So I think to make sure he is right heading into the postseason, I think they got to just kind of manage him a little bit. And like Strahm, there was that. I mean, I feel like when he had the back-to-back bad games, they sat him for most of last week. So I hope they do something similar with Jose Alvarado. I know that it's a huge week. I mean, it ultimately doesn't matter, but playing the Dodgers is the ballpark
feels like it matters.
Juiced,
yeah,
and Schwarber is probably gonna be is gonna be back.
Schwarber will be back. It looks like Harper might be back too.
What a guy! I mean, he's just the best.
Here's
man.
the thing: I'm just never going to, with Bryce Harper specifically, how he acts in the moment will never influence me again. Like he could be on the ground holding his leg, like yelling at the top of his lungs, and I'll be like, Bryce is pretty dramatic. I don't know.
He's
not gonna make. Yeah, I don't know. The boys, I'm not gonna make any large. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. Will not come out of my mouth because who the hell knows with this guy? He acts like he's got shot in the leg. It's like, oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, and he has recovered incredibly fast. I mean, he's
I know. Yeah, it was
in
the effort. Literally, yes.
So, and while there's two camps, obviously, of well, you do need to rush him back for the Dodgers and the All-Star game. At the same time, like, yeah, like I want Bryce Harper out there versus the Dodgers, not only because it makes it more fun. I also want him to see those pitchers because they're probably going to face them in the NLCS. Hopefully.
Certainly Bobby Miller. I don't know about the other two, but
who started?
Stone and then some nobody.
Stone's got some stuff.
Stone's got some stuff, but I don't think he's starting. I mean, I guess he could play. That's the thing with the Dodgers. Their pitching not great.
No, it's not. And Buehler just has not bounced back from the.
Yeah, he's hurt again. Buehler
I know
is the issue. Here, let me see. I think it's
So Bobby Miller's is Tuesday. It is Gavin Stone Wednesday, and then it is Knack.
Yeah, so I knew it was someone I didn't know for the last.
But bullpen.
Yeah,
bullpen.
Exactly.
They have bullpen guys, obviously, like Daniel Hudson and Trinan. The Dodgers are interesting. They should really go get a pitcher more than a bat. Like, don't even look at Luis.
Seriously
Robert.
though, right?
Don't even gander at Luis Robert. So it's gonna be a fun week. I Harper coming back would be amazing and it'd be fun. But yeah, good stuff. But Alvarado, I
for the whole like that. Yeah, I don't want Harper rushed back. Like soft tissue the whole thing. But as far as the yes, I would prefer he's back for the Dodgers series because it would help. And to your point, see them. But I'm not rushing him back. The whole All-Star game thing, I have no problem with him playing in the All-Star game. There's a lot of it's like of all the All-Star games, the baseball one is the you have to do the least.
He's gonna play 3 innings.
He can play 1 inning. He doesn't have to run. Just get one at bat. Either you hit a homer and you jog, or you don't and you don't run hard. All good, buddy.
Yeah.
Go out and say hi.
Yeah. I want him introduced. I want him to tip the cap. I want him to
I want to see him in a Phillies uniform in the All-Star.
It's odd. It matters a lot to
me. So much
more than I ever thought it.
Me too. I totally would be, I'm like Mr. It's a dumb, meaningless exhibition game. What are we doing here? I really care about seeing. I just do.
Me too.
The fact that it hasn't happened, it's I feel like there's something missing in my life.
Well, and plus having 3 of your 4 infielders start an All-Star game is awesome.
Pretty cool.
So
pretty cool.
Now here's my question, because you, me, our listeners are baseball purists, but I think so. I'm pro Paul Skeens starting.
I love it. I'm all for it.
I think him starting the All-Star game and he gets a big matchup in the first inning.
I think he should absolutely be there. The All-Star game
there.
Yeah.
Would you let him start?
I would start him. Absolutely. Sure. Why not? Like, again, if it's not going to be Wheeler, I think Zach Wheeler should start the All-Star game, and he's not going to because he's going to pitch on Sunday. I think Zach Wheeler, of all the candidates in terms of combining this year with I am a big believer that the All-Star game is the All-Star game. Like, stars should be there. Like, it should be a exhibition showing off what is cool about your sport, what people should want to watch, why people should watch your sport. And guess what? Paul Skeens at the top of that list right now. Like, he is the one of the coolest things we got right now in baseball. Dude goes out and pumps 101 on the average. He'll get it up to 102. Like, he's nasty. He just looks cool with the mustache, the whole thing. He just looks like a baseball guy. Like, I fully support him. He absolutely should be in it. He's earned it just from I know he missed a month and a half, but or didn't start for a month and a half, but he's been awesome since he came up. But yeah, basically, it's about the promoting the game of baseball. Paul Skeens should absolutely start.
Like, you're telling me Skeens would face, dude, he'd face Judge in the first.
Exactly. Like, who would that be?
He'd face Soto in the first. He'd face Gunnar in the first.
Yeah, dude. Like, give me that. Give me Skeens or those dudes.
Like, it has a potential to be
special.
Pedro 99.
Yeah, exactly. It's special.
And yeah, he is a ace's ace.
Like, dude. He's legit. First person in the history of the sport to be drafted number 1 overall and then start or make the All-Star team that first year.
It's crazy.
It's unbelievable. Like, that's never.
Well, yeah, Strasburg, I guess, got a little slow start.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah. Exactly. And to make the All-Star, like, it's to make the All-Star team, like, in his first year, pretty nuts.
Not to turn this into Pirates talk, but if they, like, I would not want to face the Pirates in a
short series. Yeah.
I mean, he's Jared Jones.
Yeah, they're nasty, dude. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
And Bubba Chandler's coming soon. Either way, not to turn this into Pirates talk.
Too late.
And Brian Reynolds.
Yeah, I love Skeens. I'm all in on Skeens.
So there's been two Schwarber things that have jumped out in the last week to me.
The Mercado thing.
The Mercado thing is awesome.
Like that. For those who didn't see it, I'm sure you heard about it, but if you didn't, after the game, they get their win. Mercado gets his first win, his first adult thing. Schwarber obviously wasn't playing, but Schwarber, they're doing the handshake line at the end, and Mercado's at the back of the thing, just hanging out. Schwarber took him and brought him to the front of the handshake line. It was like, that's where you go. And that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, we always talk about, like, Schwarber's the best leader they ever had. Dombrowski, best he's ever been around, all this stuff. You don't get to see that as much. Like, we see him stand up and talk. We don't get to see the inside the clubhouse stuff. I thought that was such a perfect example of why.
Yeah, and I know this sounds like I'm jumping ahead. I'm not writing off the end of the Rob Thompson tenure. I just accepted that.
Yeah, let's rein that in. Right?
That Kyle Schwarber is going to be the manager.
What a take! I love this.
He's going to be the manager.
What a great take! Retire straight into it.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Listen, Stephen Vogt's doing it.
Yeah. Yes. Most guys. There are a lot of young managers. There's a lot of guys.
Mark Kotze.
Yeah.
Gabe Kaplan. But Schwarber's going to be at some point he's going to be the manager because they're going to give him an extension, obviously, because he's the GOAT. And at some point, he's going to be the manager.
I love this take.
That's my take.
It's a great
or
take.
the Tennessee head coach. One of those two.
Yeah. Great take.
And then the other Schwarber thing, I guess he was helping out Marsh against lefties, like with Kevin Long, because obviously he's like Schwarber's hitting 700 against lefties this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Trey home run on Friday, he points to the dugout, and I guess that was about Schwarber because Schwarber told him something to help,
of course,
help tap into his power.
I love it,
and I just love Schwarber.
I love Schwarber.
Yeah,
I love it. He is the best. He's one of my favorite Phillies we've had in a while. Just the whole thing, Plus, like, even like, I actually talking to at Zoe's school. So Zoe loves Schwarbombs. She just loves the sound of it. She loves seeing them hit. She loves it's a Schwarbomb. Like, she loves it. Another kid at her school, I was talking to her dad. I was wearing a Kyle Schwarber shirt, and the dad was like, "My daughter loves when the Schwarbombs," and I was like, "Mine too." And it became like a thing. Like Schwarber, he is like universally loved. Is what I'm trying to say. Even the kids love Schwarber.
Wow, unless you bring up the leadoff debate. And then he's not always universally loved.
Over. Have we ended that?
You would think. And by the way, how about Trey?
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Both those guys out. It's like, all right, time for you to step up and bang. Two multi-homer games a week is nice.
Yeah, it's been good. Rojas has not looked great at the plate, but I think he's looking more locked in defensively.
I agree.
And he is laying some bunts down.
Mm-hmm.
If
not getting picked off.
He's not getting picked off. If Matt Olson didn't make like a really great play on that.
It was a great play Matt Olson made. That was a really great. Matt Olson's a great first baseman.
He made that stupid play behind the back.
I know.
Yesterday.
Matt Olson's like a really good first baseman. Yeah. Credit where
So
due.
listen, we are big tip your cap guys.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to tip your cap to the defense, but at least defensively, I think he's done a really.
Sometimes you do.
Sometimes, hey, those guys get paid too.
That's right.
but I think he has looked pretty locked in, and it does feel like there's trending towards Pache being out of here, and like again, Luis Robert probably a pipe dream, Jazz Chisholm maybe, no real interest in Bellinger. It feels like after the trade deadline, it's going to be another left field bat, and then with Marsh,
and then Marsh
it's
and
hopefully
Rojas,
and then a Marsh Rojas center field like platoon thing when they need to go for the offense. And what else do I have?
And then Dahl is your other left-handed.
Sure. It's 0 for 10 with 9 strikeouts.
Dahlman.
Come on, Dahl. Making us look bad. But I guess final thing in the take bag before the big 27-minute interview is
I was expecting you until the 29-minute interview.
Yeah, not 27:30. but and I know we brought up at the beginning, but I just feel so happy for Jeff Hoffman.
Me too.
Like, dude, the guy was a 2014. He was drafted 9th
I
overall,
believe. Yep.
and never was able to put it together. He like signs with the Phillies on a minor league deal. Is like only here because he's throwing a rehab to Bryce Harper, who does not want to go to Lehigh. So they bring down Jeff Hoffman. He's so nasty that Bryce is like, hey, why is this guy not in our bullpen? And a year and a half later, the guy's a freaking all-star.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And I think he's going to be the closer. I don't think.
I think so too. And we're seeing it more. He's closing more gate. Yeah.
They've brought him into.
It makes more sense.
Yeah. Well, he's power. He's got 3 pitches.
Nasty.
So I don't think they'll go and get a real closer. Like, it just doesn't feel like the biggest need for them.
And it doesn't feel like especially with the way the National League is with so many teams in and stuff, it doesn't feel like there are going to be that many closers available. Like, it doesn't feel like a closer market. You know what I mean?
No. And if they're closer traders for Paul Sewald, like,
yeah, exactly.
I will quit the podcast.
I would rather have Jeff Hoffman as my closer than Paul Sewald.
Of course.
I don't think everyone would say that,
I would not be able to handle Paul Sewald on this team.
Yeah.
But just say no. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. He's going to be available again. Do you bring him back for round 3? David Robertson.
He's been really good.
Dude. One more.
I just feel like he's good with everyone but us.
How has he been pitching since 1999 in the big league?
It's unbelievable.
He's been up here since.
He's been pitching since the 90s.
Dude, I think he debuted in 08. I'm
still older than him. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, Rich Hill needs to sign with the team. Please, Rich.
Dude,
come on, buddy. Nelson Cruz, you out there, pal?
If they trade for David Robertson one more time, it'd be the best bit going.
It would be a pretty good bit, until we had to have him
had to have him close out a possible playoff game.
All right.
It is draft week.
And
I realize our flight to Canada is at like 6 a.m. So I'm going to 100% miss the whole thing.
Oh, no. I don't
know what we're going to do. I'm going to bring my laptop, obviously. I don't think I'll bring my mic. I'll bring my little headphones, and we'll figure something out.
Yeah. Well, we're both you're off all next week, right? Because I'm off all next week. Yeah. So we'll get you something.
I know. But
I know. It's a big week for you.
It's a big
Less
week.
for me. But yeah. I'll watch it.
Big for everyone after this 27-minute interview.
Yeah. Can't wait. All right. So here, you ready? Here, we're gonna do 27-minute interview. We'll come back at the end here and say goodbye.
Sure.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't have to wait 27 minutes to do that.
No, we're actually gonna play the whole thing. You're gonna have to listen to
as Elliot sits outside staring at us, waiting to clap your hands. All right. Joe Doyle. Jack Fritz. Talking draft. Well, that was 27 minutes.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was great.
Are you more in on Theo Gillen and Kellen Lindsay than like I am now?
After listening to that, how could I not be?
Yeah.
And
you should.
What's funny is it would have been really funny if Jack had made up fake names there.
Well,
and was
when
like,
you're
are you
talking
more
about
in on this first? I'd be like, yeah, sure. And then I was like,
when you're talking about something as serious as the draft, I can't joke around.
You're right. You're dead serious right now. Actually, a little too serious right now. It's got a little weird.
It's Brody Brecht week.
Brody Brecht. Is that our guy?
I don't have a guy. I really don't.
Oh,
I know.
That's tough.
I know. So I have a bunch of guys. So really, I have like 8 guys.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Don't you worry.
I am very worried. We will get.
And I don't know if there's anyone that I'm like super out on.
Well, here's what you're gonna have to do, because our pod after the Dodgers series will probably be the last one before the draft.
Oh, yeah.
They're going away once we have the A series and all that. So you're gonna have to give us your guys.
I know.
You know, we have to do your whole thing where it's the would be upset with, wouldn't be. I'll talk myself into it. We need that. That's a tradition.
A tradition unlike any.
Even though I just said more draft talk, please. You got anything else? You got
Big week.
Got it all out there.
Big week. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Don't get swept.
Yeah. Don't get swept. All right. Big week against the Dodgers. We'll be back to react to it. That's it.
All right.
No more like draft interviews you want to throw in?
Oh, you should have made a play at Wilmington. I meant to bring that up. That ball's coming right at you. And
I'm not 7 feet tall. I have no chance.
First off, you got to have a reach.
It went way over my head. I was ready. I will break my hand to catch a foul ball.
Dude,
I will
landed like 5 feet from you.
It was I'm not 7 feet tall.
Dude, it was like
there was no trajectory where I could have got it. It bounced back up over my head even. I never had a chance. Shout out to Eli who did get the ball.
Yeah, he's
very
athletic, right next to you.
Very athletic move by Eli.
Right next to you. He caught it barehanded, and
No, it bounced off the ground, and then he caught it as it bounced back. And also, Eli was also like a foot taller than me, just like you are. So enough.
Make a play.
Outrageous. I will not be besmirched like this.
Make a play.
He's Fritz himself.